Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums, 'tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, for you guys out there in the viewerverse, I want to talk a little bit about No Man's Sky, because there's been another update to PC Experimental Branch, mainly focusing around the settlements sort of update, with the beacons update. Let's jump on over onto screen. Now, I don't overly really want to go through and read every single one of these line by line, but I just want to point out that there's a fair few fixes en route for a fair few issues that people have been experiencing inside of the Beacons update. Now, there's been a lot of fixes that have already gone out that have stated that they fix X, Y, and Z. And then I've jumped over into game and found out that those things that these patch notes have claimed to fix hasn't fixed for myself. Now, because there's so many different versions of No Man's Sky and different platforms that No Man's Sky is available on, I can only but hope that a future patch does actually rightly fix those issues. Now, inside of these patch notes, what I'm not seeing is one of the issues that I'm having, which is my market vendors at my settlements seem to just vanish. Sometimes I've got the market vendor, other times I've got the guild vendor, sometimes I've got neither. It's just luck of the draw on how they feel that day. And I've got marketplaces at different settlements, and it's affecting all different settlements, not just like the GEC or the Corvax or the autophage. It's affecting all of them, and it's affecting them at different times of day, same times of day. It doesn't matter. It's just RNG whether they're there or not. Anyway, experimental branch on the 4th of the 7th and also the 3rd of the 7th. So yeah, these updates are in July. Not my last update to No Man's Sky. Let me see if we can just show you that quickly. My update to No Man's Sky was last update the 1st of July. And I'm still experiencing bugs after the 1st of July, people, even with the latest ream of updates, which was 5.73. So I'd imagine these are going to be bundled and pushed out in update 5.74. But like I say, I'm still not seeing some of the things that I've reported fixed inside of this. One of them that I was experiencing, which I'm really happy that they have fixed, is the flickering issue. Fixed an issue which caused flickering of planetary objects on AMD and Intel GPUs. That I'm really glad about, because that was definitely affecting me and was a pain. It was immersion breaking, and it was horrible, essentially. Anyway, there's a lot of fixes around the mission of Traces of Metal. Now, Traces of Metal and those who returned, they kind of were interlinked for the end game content that would deliver in the purple systems. The Trace of Metal mission was tied to the settlement, and the trigger point for that would be the Sentinels appearing and attacking. You destroy the Sentinels, and they actually dropped like parts for your Minotaur. From what I understand, the Traces of Metal mission was bugged in certain places that wouldn't allow progression of that mission to happen, which meant non-access to some of the later sort of content that we're getting inside the game now, like the purple systems, as mentioned. So yeah, that is very good. So whenever you see fixes around Traces of Metal, that could have stopped people actually reaching some of the later game content. So to see that fixed, or at least listed as being fixed, because I would say now that when you see things listed in patch notes as fixed, until you actually physically test them on your own platform, I don't think these lists overly mean a great deal, because I'm seeing things that they've fixed in the past become re-broken again over on my PC. I then go and try it on my PlayStation, and it's a bit, is it the same as on my PC or not? And sometimes it's a bit better on my PlayStation, sometimes it's worse. Captain Steve, oh Captain Steve, oh Captain, heck yeah. Why not hit that like and subscribe? Thank you very much. I hate to say it, I really do, but I kind of feel that Hello Games needs to just pause for a moment, take a big deep breath, and do an update that is just focused on benchmarking and getting every single platform on the same level where everything is working as they intend. Because right now it's so hard to know whether something is a bug or a feature, whether it's designed the way that they've designed it, or if it's completely foobarred. Take, for instance, those market vendors that I was mentioning earlier, just disappearing and reappearing. who knows? Who knows? Could this be a new feature that, yes, these are NPCs. They can move around. If you look around your settlements, you're going to find them wandering around aimlessly. And then when they get near to the actual marketplace, they spawn into it. Maybe they move around. I don't know. I mean, this is what people are suggesting to me anyway. I mean, it's not my own theory. I kind of feel that it's a bug. A lot of people are telling me it's not. It's by design and to stop whinging about it. So, you know, that's what English people do. We drink tea when we're upset. I've got a cup of tea right there because I'm feeling a little bit... making this video, I was like, should I make this video or shouldn't I make this video? Now, I need to make the video to cover the news because this is news. I mean, these are fixes that are coming to No Man's Sky. And yes, they might fix certain elements for certain people and certain platforms. So it's news. I need to cover it. I need to get this out there for people to digest and to take in. But at the same time, at the moment, whenever I read these patch notes, for me, it just symbolises go into game and retest the bugs that I had and see if they're fixed. I kind of am loosely reading these and going, okay, that one I think might have fixed my problem with X, Y, and Z. Until the actual patch arrives, I don't know whether it has or hasn't. And I'm not experiencing half these bugs. Half these bugs, you know, are Switch 2 related anyway. You know, I haven't got a Switch 2. So a lot of this isn't actually really overly affecting me. Now, sometimes I like to read these patch notes for hints of what might be on the horizon. It's like this. Fixed an issue that caused the horrific flesh helmet's eyeball to render incorrectly. Well, why would that have started to all of a sudden not render correctly? You know, this helmet has been in the game for ages. We're talking like at least 3 years this helmet's been inside the game. So why all of a sudden has it stopped rendering correctly? Could it be that they're going to make more horrific style helmets for the upcoming Halloween? Could they have been updating something on the table that's related to this inside of like the tainted metal vendor, because that's where you get this thing from. You get it from your scrap vendor inside of the stations. Could it be that they're going to add a load of new Halloween objects this year and something in that table has upsetted that texture? Or could it be that maybe we might even get a new race that looks like those horrific flesh helmets come into game, these organics? I mean, we just had a robotic race, the autophage. If Hello Games does want to put in living modules for living ships and maybe add in living freighters, maybe we need a living race like these horrific organic race. It could be that we get another race come into game. And that's just from one line inside of these patch notes. I could make a whole video just on speculation just around this one line. Well, instead I'm just going to stick it inside of this one video on these patches. And if you've watched it, well done you! Haha! Yeah, I don't know. Because of just how broken and how buggy the actual Beacons update has been, and the amount of comments I've seen on my videos that have been fairly negative towards the Beacons update and towards Hello Games and No Man's Sky as a whole, I kind of feel a little bit disgruntled. I mean, maybe disgruntled is the wrong word, you know, but at the same time, a little bit deflated, a little bit out of alignment with how I normally feel about No Man's Sky. And considering that we've got Light No Fire on the precipice, perhaps the studio is working more so now on Light No Fire, and they've shifted their focus from No Man's Sky to Light No Fire a little bit more. But what I'm hoping is No Man's Sky has always been their love child. It's the game that launched them into this stratosphere, into this plateau of almost being an indie AAA game studio now. I mean, they've moved into publishing. What studios managed to do that off the back of a single title in a roundabout way? I mean, I know they've got Joe Danger and Last Campfire, but let's face it, it's No Man's Sky that's been their bread and butter. They chose to do something ambitious, and it's paid off. It's paid off in spades. But at the same time, now they're working on another ambitious title, perhaps even more ambitious, in Sean Murray's own words, than No Man's Sky, Light No Fire. Could it be that No Man's Sky has taken a little bit more of a back seat to Light No Fire? I'm hoping that some of the... I was going to use the word neglect, but it's not neglect. I don't know really what word fits the bill here. Because No Man's Sky is still getting updates. It's still getting love. I mean, we've only just had Worlds Part 1 and 2. And you can't sort of throw shade at Hello Games because they've done such an ominous, awesome work on Worlds Part 1 and 2. The Beacons update I see as a little bit of a pothole in a perfect road. Okay, that's kind of the analogy I want to go with here. And Hello Games have refilled that pothole, but they haven't put in the best hardcore. And you know, there's a couple of vehicles that have gone across it, and boom, it's starting to deepen that pothole again. They're trying to refill it. They're trying to make it perfect, but they're a little bit busy. They're a little bit busy on a new shiny road that they're building over yonder, called Light No Fire. That's kind of the analogies that I want to use on this one, to be fair. I still see No Man's Sky as being a perfect journey. It's just got a couple of divots and a couple of potholes here and there that need to be filled. And you know what? I would say one of the biggest problems with No Man's Sky is that it's still fairly shallow, even though it should be super deep, considering how wide it is. It's as wide as an ocean, but it's as deep as a puddle, is what I used to say. I would say it's still as wide as an ocean, but it's probably about as deep as a stream or a river now. You know, it's not puddle depth anymore. It has got some depth there, especially since Worlds Part 2 gave us these purple systems. The variety of the landscapes and terrain now is a lot better. But the assets that you see placed all over these planets is still very much copy and pasted. It's just the amount of patterns and variants now that have gone up a little bit more. But the more that you add in, the more assets, the more terrain variation you add in, the greater that variation becomes and the deeper it gets. But it's still not ocean deep and ocean wide, if you get me. But anyway, people, that's pretty much everything that I've got to say. I mean, we've got the No Man's Sky meetup coming up in August. I thoroughly looked forward to that time of year. I love the Hello Games studio and I love No Man's Sky. I just honestly feel that Hello Games needs to do some sort of update where they benchmark and get everything on the same level. A massive polish update. I'm thinking something like Prisms and Synthesis combined. Both of those updates have brought in a lot of polish and a lot of fixes to the universe. But other than that, they also added in a few elements of quality of life. And I kind of feel that Hello Games needs to do something like that now, just to, and also to finish off loose ends that are currently there, like the station override, like the Singularity engine, like all the bits and bobs left over from the update where we got the Normandy. You know, because we've still got these flux devices that locate the Normandy inside the Quicksilver store that actually do nothing. These anomaly beacony things. So, loose ends, polish, quality of life. Big update there. That's kind of what I feel Hello Games really needs to do. And I think they need to make the Beacons update and this whole settlements thing that they've done. Although that they've reworked it and they've tried to add depth to the settlements, I think what they've gone and done is just added a load of time gates and a lot of frustration. A lot of bugs where people don't understand whether it's a bug or it's a feature, and it's just untidy. It's just untidy. It felt rushed and it felt sloppy. And when you've got one element of the game, and that's the latest element of the game, it kind of leaves that sour taste in your mouth of that as being the whole experience for the game. And because a lot of content creators, all we've got to play right now is the Beacons update and these new settlements. If you go around on YouTube right now and you go and look at any content creator that covers No Man's Sky, how many of those content creators right now are building settlements and enjoying the Beacons update? Okay, just get a little piece of paper, go on every single content creator that does No Man's Sky and put a little line against all your favourites and see how many of them are covering it. That'll give you an indication of how successful Beacons have been, in my opinion. If you're not seeing new content creators covering it, then do you think players are playing it? Yeah, is that a good indication? Sound off in the comments and let me know. I'm really hoping that we get some Light No Fire news by the end of the year. Because if we don't, and we've still got this sour taste of Beacon's update, it makes us kind of feel, well, what's going on? What's going on with Light No Fire? And people might start thinking, well, are they having the same issues with Light No Fire as they're having in No Man's Sky right now? Is its multiplayer flaky? Is the base building all squiffy? Are the textures not aligning right with the building parts? Can players build bases on top of bases, just like they can in No Man's Sky right now, and have been able to do for the last 3 years, and it hasn't been addressed, apart from giving us a report feature that doesn't remove the base for other people that come and visit your base? I just think there's a lot at the moment that's making people question whether they want to play No Man's Sky. And if that's happening, if people are questioning whether they want to play No Man's Sky because of the amount of bugs and the amount of jank and also the things that are happening to bases and multiplayer being a bit shot, are they now thinking, well, if Hello Games can't fix it in No Man's Sky, what is Light No Fire going to be like? I just think that if you can't get No Man's Sky right, people are going to start to think, can they get Light No Fire right? Just a thought. Till next time, salutamondo, goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again.